Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to use Poker Utils, for what's useful and how to subscribe and everything. First you go to pokerutils.com. Here's the index page where there's some information. Here in the footer you can go to the YouTube page, to the Discord channel, Twitter, Facebook page. In the Facebook page is where I'm now going to publish a Guinness World Record that I'm going to do in live, sorry, and it would be saved, I think. Well, sure, it's gonna be saved. So what is Poker Utils? Poker Utils is an app. It has an app and some ranges. The app, and now it's free to access. You can access, and it's very easy to use. The app has 3 tabs: Utils, EV winnings, and graphs. For graphs, you just need to select a data, a CSV. I have here some CSVs. Here's a CSV of the three-way spins. You open it or you drag it here, and now when you see this is the table. Oops. This is the table I've opened. You can change it. You can drop more. You can drag and drop. This CSV is I have get it from a report I've done, all players report. You press the right button, export report, and you say a CSV. You save it and then you drag and drop it. And once you've done this, you can use all the graphs that there are. This is the k-means 2D. Its k-means is a clustering method of vector quantization. Aims up to partition any observators into k-clusters, in which each observator belongs to the cluster with the nearest mean. So it arranges by the nearest mean, and if you have a lot of data, you would cluster more thin. And you could all the stats you've used in the report. These are the stats I'm using are here. I can choose them. Want to show them on PFR and whatever, and here you can arrange or see how the types of players are. The winning players I think I have all in adjusted. So which are the winning players? The black dots are the centroids of the clusters. So you can know this is a group of the winning players, the red one. You could take out the other colors. Let's see, the purple one, it's only 3 guys, so we can take them out like this, or take out the dots. You can zoom in, zoom out. So this is for 2D. Then you have 3D, the same thing, K means 3D. And with exactly the same, but with 3 dimensions, PFR, movements of flop, or for example, again, which are the winning players with this PFR and this VIP, and you get them here, and you see, and you can learn how they play, or what are their VIPs. This is a very low sample, but with a big sample you would get good information. Always with better samples you get better information. Also, there's something important here. You can filter here with more than X hands. For cash, more than 100, or even better, more than 1000 would be better results. For spins or tournaments, more than 100, it's the minimum requirement. So you need to work that out to get good results. And as you can't draw 8 dimensions or more than 3 dimensions, I've done this. That this is the result of clustering. K means clustering H stats. So for example, if I did this, we when we show flop, want to show them which is the oops, want to show them here. I can see. Let me put another 3-bet per flop and fold to 3-bet per flop. Let me see if I add another one. No, I haven't. I don't have more stats. I have a stat repeated, PFR. Then the number 0 here is the stat, and this one, next one, are the clusters. I can cluster more, and you will see 12 clusters, 13 clusters because there's number 0. And when I cluster this, you can see which are the winning players and which are the losers and type of villains. For example, for this clustering 13, I'm going to cluster less. You have 3 big blinds to the 100. That's a responsible result. That should be more or less what a big sample would give. Here you have another of 3. 26, it must be a low sample of people, and these are the losing groups. So you could study which are the losing groups, or copy. This is a very low sample. It can be 100 big blinds, so it must be low, not a big sample or only one player or something like that. So you can learn from this which are the good players and which are the bad, and what, for example, number two has 36 BPIP and PFR PFR 21 three-way. So these are the tight players. They win with these big blinds. And what was the other one? Number 10 plays with a BPIP of 41 and a PFR of 23. This is more like the best players do, more or less, because you see this is the mean value. This is around the mean value. Why doesn't this load? Refresh. Expenses up. There's no stats. I know. Today, dates. And let's see. This is okay. Period, 2 and 2. This is not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for this one. Well, this is not the same report, but I suppose it should have around same numbers. Let me see if, no, this is not filter. Well, I don't have at this moment that filter, but you could see which with poker tracker or hand or whatever tracker you use, you can see the mean values 54 and 24, but sorting, if no, advanced filter, if you add this filter hands more than 100, save, yes, okay, and this filter player not hero, number players, number two, where is it? Player position, number players, player position? No. Is it on values, details, number of players? Here. Between 3 and 3 for spin and goes, add filter, save and apply. Now we can see what is the value for VPIP 43 and PFR 25. That is more or less 23 and 41. It's a bit lower than the mean value of all the players of three-way. So you can see what they do, why, how they play, how the tight players also win, but less. You can see a lot of things with this. This does a matrix and crosses all the values, all the stats, so you can get the values for each type of cluster. I find it very interesting. Then you have a line graph, a bar chart, a 2D scatter with the regression or trend line. Change the no PFR no. Also flow. You can change size, color, and the stats X and Y, the parameters, and it gives you the trend line. So you can know what to do with 30. That's a 50 something with PFR of 30. He should have a win to showdown of 53. You can know if he's lower or higher that value, what he's doing different. It's for studying, for knowing how to play. It has lots of users. This is on 3D scatter. Here you have a histogram. I found it Poker Tracker and Hand Holder Manager have tailored graphs, and the use of this is to get all the stats you want into the graphs. So that's why I find it interesting. Heat map, you can see the count, the values, 3D heat map, also count values and this stat. Machine learning. This is machine learning. It does a trend line, but with machine learning. The only problem is the stats are, I don't have enough data. I should have more, but but it has decision tree, KNN, and forest of machine learning. And it trains, I think, 15% or 20%, something around like. No, it tests 50. I can't remember now, but it's always around a 20% test, 80% train, and gives you what the real trend line should look like. This is KNN with uniform and distance weights. You see the difference. And this is correlated stats. Okay, this is something I've done also. First, you need to understand what are correlated stats. Correlated stats are when the graph goes from one side to the other, from here to here or from here to here. Well, the correlated linear graphs. For example, when went to flop and went to showdown. No, this one not. But there are correlated stats. 3 with preflop and might be this one. Let me see. No. And with PFR. Has it changed? Size. Want to show them? No. Ah, yes. You see, this is correlated on one direction. So this, so when two stats x and y are correlated, you can go here and say for PFR and pre-flop 3-bet, when the rival has a PFR of, for example, 23, its correlated value is 12. That's the exact value. And you know, this is for study, to know. You can use this a lot to study, to understand how they should play or what are they doing wrong compared to their group of players. It's very useful. Then I have some utilities here. 3-bet off post calculator. Well, the title says it. It's the EV of the 3-bet shove post-flop calculator. If the pot is this, the billion bets this, and you shove all your stack with this is the equity you think you have, and this is its fold equity. Then the move is an 92.32 dollars EV shove. Here I also have minimum defense frequency. It's explained here. It's explained here. I have the reference from Upswing Poker. Here you can see the examples. And also another calculator that gives you the MDF, and if the villain were bluffing with this better, first of this, the 10% of the time making profit, pots up this. And with this you can I will if you donate money or buy me a coffee or support in any ways, like I have poker utils. Here are the ways of support this web. You could do it by PayPal, by credit card, done by this is by PayPal. For 1 month subscription, €1 subscription a month, or Skrill paid payment allowed, sending the money to this number, or buy me a coffee. You can support this web because the servers cost money, the app has some time of work. I want to do more things. It has so. If you support this, it would be better for you and for me. Okay, then more utilities. Pot shot versus bets. Pot shots when facing bets. This is pot shot ratio, equity requirement. Betting and pot shot. Their pot shot, their equity requirement, the implied shot. I will do also descriptions here of what are all these things, but the implied shot are it says it here. You need to make at least this much more in the future streets of money, so the odds. So you can reach the implied shots when you make that call that you shouldn't have done. And the river bluff. What's the EV of a river bluff? The billion fold river is this, he bets this. No, you bet this, he bets it, let me think. Bet. No, this is your bet, no? Can't remember at this moment. Your bet is this, the EV is this. Well, it's an and the EV play, if you win, what's your expected profit? This. If you lose, what's the expected profit? This. From how often do you expect to win this pot? Equity here, and this gets the EV play. So this you can study around because at the end they are always the same numbers or the same groups of numbers. So you can play with this around, you have it all in the same place. I can add more, you can contact me here in any of these sites or places and tell, hey, please add this, please add the other thing, or I don't use this, tell me whatever feedback you like. You could buy a coffee and say here, please add this, whatever you want. I want to. It's important to get support because when I have support, I can go to, for example, this web, Absolute Poker, and buy articles or buy a subscription for other webs. And the things I like or things I see important, I can add them to this, and you can all have it in the same place. And this on the future will have a password and a login. So, but for a minimum price, I want it to be for €1 price, a subscription amount. And now the EV winnings, I've only done it for spins, but I would do the same for tournament and cash. And for spins, what you get here is you input all this, the frequencies, the multipliers, the first price, etc. The number simulations, leave it on 1000. Game simulations, for example, today I'm going to do the world record Guinness, so I expect to do around 350 spin and goes. For this longest session I'm gonna do, and I expect to do around 300 or 350, something like that. Number of players, the players you play on spin and go. Starting chips, well, 500 for spins, 300 for nitros. Chip CV, the ones you have. You can see that in your tracker. There's on the homepage of Poker Tracker, there's a chip CV stat. You just need to upload it to Poker Tracker stats, and you'll have that. The rayback you have in that site, the buy-ins you play, and the starting balance you have. And with all this, well, let me draw the graph again. I said 350. You get the results here, the output, sum of frequencies. This must be always 1 million. If this doesn't add 1 million, is that this input is wrong, the frequencies. The rake here in Spain is very high. EV ROI I have, the EV rate with rayback, winnings per rayback, winnings, first position on this, and with all this, if this is a Monte Carlo spin simulation, and you can see which percentage is has which percentage has loosened the money or whatever. Goes a little bit now. Here you see we start with 30, and there's like 10%, something around 10% of the lines, between 5 and 10% of the lines lose money. So that's the probability. If I start with €30, there's a 10% possibilities that I lose my money today. Or you could do it in a month, or you could do it whenever you want. And this is 1% will win 1,000. 1% of the times you will win 1,000. 10% or 15% of the time you will lose your money, or more. Well, around that, and you can know what to expect. And well, I'll do the same for tournaments and cash. And now I'll go to ranges, but ranges I need to finish this because I'm still developing. But here you also have cash, pins, and tournaments. and with just hovering you can see the GTO, three-way for spins, heads up, Nash, call all in, for example. The only ones, I don't have a lot of tables at this moment, but you have the Nash, three-way, button, example. And for example, how do you read this? Well, if for example three-way with 25 big blinds, what does the button do? The button can do all this. It can call this amount with this percent, with a 30% is a10 ace 10 calls. Then it does a fold, no, a bet of 40 blinds, 40 chips, sorry, 40 chips. Then ace jack has a 20% of betting 70 chips. These are folds, and if the button folds, you read this one, small blind. Small one does all this, aces always bet 60, etc. And once you've done this, you go, what has happened? For example, button has called. What should we do next? Next is small blind can do this, and if it falls, big blind can do this. Imagine small blind call when you just hover here and you see big blind. Big blind can do all this. And what happens if big blind bets 80, because this green part is 80 chips? Then you can see all this. This is the ranges, taking out the first values, and you can see button. These are the ranges without the other cards. It's very interesting, because if you play from medium to high to upper, they all play the tough players play GTO. And with this you can learn how to play it, or whatever you want to do, and you can understand how they, if this all this has happened, that player has in his mind this graph or this one, and he would know, okay, he has taken out these ones, and he's he has this range, and that's all the things of the ranges. He has this range, and then you see the flop, and okay, he must have this, I'll take it. It's important, this. So again, sorry again, but I'm gonna say it again. If you want me to finish this GTO for spins, for cash, and for tournaments, please support me with buy me a coffee, or support with full access 1 month, or Skrill with PayPal, debit card, or credit card, or with Skrill send money. And then please send an email to InfoPokerUtils telling me what username you want and the password you want. Try to choose a username that no one else have used. Support this, and now I'm going to put this video here and here, so you can see it when you want. And after that, I'm going to do the longest marathon session of Guinness World Record. So give me good luck, and that's all for today. Okay, bye.